Hey, I'm Vlad with Glow Marble, and sealers are the last thing that you put on any decorative concrete surface to protect it from any wear and tear. That being said, there's a huge selection of sealers. You could choose either polyaspartic, polyurethane, acrylic, countertop. Which one do you need? If you want to know about a specific type of sealer, go onto this timestamp in the video. That's when I'm going to be talking about it. But before that, I want to get into the difference between water-based and solvent-based. All those different sealer types can come either in water or solvent-based, and there is a pretty big difference. Starting with the price, it's always going to vary. Let's say an acrylic water-based is cheaper than the solvent-based, while a polyaspartic is going to be vice versa. You always have to check that on your own. The next difference is going to be the odor. Water-based sealers are always going to be less stinky than the solvent-based counterparts. They emit lower VOCs, and they're generally more healthy for the environment, so that's going to sway a few people towards the water-based side. That being said, solvent-based sealers are usually a lot more durable than their water-based counterparts. Those are the sealers I would recommend for any high-traffic areas. And the last difference is the color enhancing effects. With solvent-based sealers, you get the full color enhancing effect. It's going to look similar to how the concrete looks when you put water onto it. That liquid absorbs into there and makes that color pop. Same thing with the sealer. With the water-based, you still will get those same color enhancing effects, but only mild, not full like you get with the solvent-based. And a quick disclaimer before we get into the specific sealer types: no matter what sealer you have, acrylic, water-based, solvent-based, the concrete has to be 100% cured. And that doesn't mean dry to the touch. There's still a chemical reaction going on inside the concrete even after you touch it and it feels dry. The amount of time you have to wait before sealing varies depending on the amount and the mass of the concrete you have, right? If you're just doing a very thin pour, like a thin brick or anything like that, just wait 7 days. But if you're sealing a concrete slab, we always recommend to wait 28 days before sealing your concrete. The reason for that is because if you have any moisture underneath that concrete, it needs to escape. It needs to go somewhere, and the only way is up. It's going to travel up there. You're going to see first discoloration. It's going to look really ugly, and if you're really unlucky, it might start bubbling and trying to escape, cracking that sealer. You're going to have a mess on your hands. That being said, let's go right into the polyaspartic sealers. These sealers are very durable and they have excellent tire mark resistance, so they're very popular in garages. You're not going to get any of those black marks from parking your car in and out all the time. But a quick warning, polyaspartic sealers are usually very fast-setting products. Like our polyaspartic sealer GP20, the work time is only 10 to 20 minutes. You don't want to keep going over that sealer that you just rolled on 20 minutes ago, because it's going to start leaving roller marks because that sealer is already down and reacting. This is why we only recommend experienced contractors to use polyaspartic sealers, or homeowners and DIYers who are a little bit risky and know just how quick this is going to set up. But the advantages of this is that a lot of people really need to get their store up and running. They don't have the time to renovate their concrete. They can't afford to wait 24 hours. The store is opening at 7 a.m. What are you talking about? So with sealers like GP20, the polyaspartics, you can have a light foot traffic from anywhere from 3 to 8 hours, all depending on the weather. Now onto polyaspartic's sister sealer, we got the polyurethane. It's just like the polyaspartic, extremely durable, very good, but it's got a much more relaxed work time. If you don't want to feel rushed, I'd recommend you get a product like the GU20, the urethane, and take it nice and slow. We offer them in a lot of finishes: matte, satin, gloss, but the coolest one I think is the GU30, which has a grip additive inside of it. It gives it kind of like this orange peel type of texture to it, and also the added benefit of being slip resistant. It's a really popular solution for epoxy floors, which are notoriously slippery. Now onto our acrylic sealers, which are typically the most affordable. That makes sealers like HS200 great for large outdoor jobs like patios, driveways, pool decks, that type of stuff. Not only that, but they're also the most breathable. Remember when I was talking about the moisture being trapped under the concrete? Well, that's bound to happen if you have an exterior slab and it starts raining all the time. That's why we always recommend acrylic sealers for outdoor use. I would not recommend a polyurethane or polyaspartic for a patio, a driveway. I only recommend acrylic for those solutions. That being said, the lower price point does come at the cost of it not being as durable as the polyurethane or polyaspartics, so you would have to reseal them a little bit more often. But like with any sealer, the recoat time is always going to depend on a variety of factors, including the amount of traffic that you have and the weather conditions. Now on to the last category that we're going to be talking about is the countertop sealers. And it is kind of cheating because the countertop sealers are technically a type of polyurethane, but they are regulated by the FDA to be completely food safe, so I put them in a completely separate category. Right? Nobody wants to eat off of a floor, and there's probably good reasons for that. The same thing with the sealers. You don't use the same type of sealer you use on the floor than you use on a countertop or anything that you're going to be eating off of. The added benefit of that FDA approval does come at the cost of making the countertop sealers the most expensive type of sealers on the market. But to be honest, it doesn't even matter because the square footage of a countertop is so much smaller than that of a floor's, you're not going to feel any type of financial hit by using the correct product. But don't cheap out, don't let any shifty contractor go and put some floor epoxy on your countertops. That's the last thing you want to do. In addition to tabletops, I also see a lot of decorative concrete being used inside of showers with microtech, micro cement, all that stuff. And I personally always want to recommend people to use the food safe sealers inside of showers if you're going to be stepping on it barefoot all the time, constant exposure. It's just something that eases the homeowner's mind. Now that about sums it up for this video, but before you go, I want to tell you why YouTubers always ask that annoying question. Can you go down, subscribe, like, comment, all this stuff? It gets annoying, I know, I don't like it either. But the reason they ask that is because that fuels engagement and it tricks the YouTube algorithm into showing my video to a lot more people if a lot of people engage, comment, like, this, that, with my video. If I helped you out in any point during this video, I'd like to ask you just to take 1 second out of your day, give me a little bit of engagement so this video can get a little bit more views. Thank you for watching, and I hope I helped.